Hi guys, welcome back to the Knitting Expat Podcast channel. My name is Mina. Welcome, thank you for joining me today. So, today's actually the first part of this video, which will all probably be put together anyway, so welcome. We are in mid-October-ish time. I'm in our bedroom. I was contacted a couple weeks ago by the company BenQ, who asked if they could send me one of their lights to try out and do a review. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I was actually in the market, I am actually in the market for like a good desk lamp. I have some lighting that I use at the moment when I'm working up in my office, but it's not the most ideal. And from the sounds of it, this light might be pretty good for what I want, but we shall see. It's funny, when I told Perry about it, he was like, oh yeah, I looked into getting that light, but he ended up not getting it because he thought it was quite expensive and didn't know if it was worth the price. So I guess we're gonna find out if it's worth the price tag. It is a pretty expensive light. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's like £179 or something, or dollars, I can't remember which. I'll have the right information on the screen and in the description box below. But they wanted me to review it, so I guess we'll find out if this light is really worth all of it. It actually came a couple weeks ago, but because of the housework and stuff we've had going on, I didn't unbox it because I didn't want it to potentially get damaged or, to be honest, covered in dust. So I left it in its box for a while. Ooh, okay. Oh. Okay. So the light is the BenQ Genie e-reading lamp. And the reason why they contacted me, you can see here some different images. Whoa. Get it up, there we go. Different images of it. The reason why they wanted me to review it is because they're trying to reach out to crafters, I guess, and people within like knitting, crochet, more of the craft community, who need good lighting when they're working on their projects. And especially with winter coming now as well, I imagine this is actually going to be pretty handy, because my overhead lighting in my office is pretty rubbish, to be quite honest. The attic where my office is at the bottom of our list of priorities when it comes to doing up the house, but at some point I will need to replace that ceiling light. But in the meantime, hopefully this will be the answer to all of my problems. Okay, let's just unbox this. So far, all the packaging is recyclable other than the one bit of plastic I pulled out. There is a little bit of plastic, but fairly minimal, which is appreciated. The first thing I wanted to say is I am delightfully pleased that the base isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. When I saw the size of the box it came in, I was like, wow, this thing is going to be huge. But thankfully, no, it's actually a very reasonable sort of size base for the lamp. And so yeah, it bends to, just sort of bends to whatever position you put it in, and it stays, which is quite nice. Alright, let's open the rest of this and see what we got. So we've got the instructions, there's a couple of screws and an Allen key. An interesting shape to it, and that's the light underneath there. And this is actually the control bit at the top here with the knob and that there. This will slide into here. I believe, yeah, that's where the screws are going to go, so I'll fix that in a second. And that's everything there. Yeah, so all the packaging was recyclable other than that bit of plastic. So, you know, and the plastic around this. So, you know, like in the grand scheme of things, that's actually pretty good. Obviously not perfect, there's still some plastic, but pretty good. Most of it is recyclable stuff. So, different plug adapters for plugging it in. I almost said charging it, but it's not a charger. it's plug in. Words. Why can I not speak? Okay, so a little bit more plastic in the packaging for the switch and stuff, but not too terrible. Ah, there we go. Okay, So my first thing is going to be having it with the UK plug pointing this way with the cable coming from the bottom. It's probably not the best idea. It would have been better if it was this way, personally speaking, because when it's plugged in this way and the cable's coming out the top, it's easier than when it's coming out the bottom. It's not actually that much of a big deal for where I'm going to be plugging it in upstairs, but if you're plugging it into a regular wall socket, that could be a bit of a problem. Right, so it just attaches to the cable on the back of the light and it will just plug into the wall. I'm just going to attach this top bit. And so looking at the instructions for the power adapter, it does actually show it as being plugged in this way up, like I was saying, but because of the way they've orientated it, because I can't put on this attachment any other way than this way, and because of the way that's orientated, it has to go in upside down for here in the UK, which is a little bit annoying, but like I said, not the end of the world. It's fine. All right. So now what I need to do is, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you'll be able to see, I'll zoom it in. There's a channel running down the back here, which you can like feed the cable into to keep it nice and tidy. It says to leave about a little bit out so it's not, so it's got some room for bending and stuff, or it doesn't need to be quite that much. Okay, and that's it. That's assembled. So that was actually pretty easy. I'd say the hardest thing was one of the screws was being a bit funny going in, but other than that, I'd say it was very, very easy to set up. It took me less than 10 minutes, I think, from when I took it out of the box to actually getting it all done. So that's pretty nifty. Now I need to plug it in somewhere and test it out. So I think what I'll do is I'll just take it over to my bedside table, plug it in, test it out, make sure it all works okay, and show you how that is. And then I'll get it all set up upstairs. I'll play around with it for a couple of weeks, and then I'll come back and finish the review and show you a bit more of how it works in action and what I think of it and if I think it's worth it. First impressions, it looks sleek. It looks, it's nice that it's got an adjustable arm. The head is adjustable as well. I know it has a reading function, or like a screen reader function, so if you're reading on your iPad or an e-reader or something, that the light adjusts so that you don't get the glare. It has a range of temperatures, and it has a really good sort of reach in terms of where the light goes. So I'm excited to try this out. And it comes, and that's the other thing, the head here, this arm, the actual light part, is on like a ball head, so like on a tripod, like a ball head, so it can turn this way, turn that way, go up, down, so you get complete maneuverability of like how you want that head to be positioned. So that's a really awesome little fun feature there as well. Alright, so first impressions are good, and like I said, I think once I use it a little bit we'll get a better idea of whether or not I think it's actually worth the price tag. Either way, I think I'm going to get some really good use out of it, and I look forward to seeing what it can do. Hey guys, so it has been a while. The first part of this video, as you'll have seen, was recorded back in early to mid-October. Actually it was filmed probably a few days before I found out I was pregnant, so pretty early days. I am now at the point of recording this, I'm 32 weeks pregnant, 32 and a half weeks pregnant, so it's been a while. As you'll have, what can I say, this video was supposed to come out in November. It was not supposed to take this long for me to get this video together, but if you've been following for a while, if you're not new to my channel or follow me on Instagram or elsewhere, you'll know that I've had a really rough time of it with this pregnancy. I had a period of about, well, pretty much all of my first trimester from around early November through till February sort of time, like January, February time into my second trimester. I was really sick. I was really nauseous, had really bad headaches. I was basically in bed the whole time. To be fair, I still am in bed a lot of the time. I've been like so much fatigued. Anyway, I've sort of detailed a lot of this stuff in my pregnancy vlogs. I've posted 2 so far, and I've got another one coming soon. So if you want more details about the pregnancy and how I've been coping with it and not coping with it, you can go watch those. I'm not going to bore you here with that. But I'm here finally to finish out this review. So here's the lamp. It is on my it's on my desk, and I have it on the left side of my, this is my painting desk, and then my work desk is where you are. My camera is perched rather precariously on top of my computer monitor, so hopefully I won't shake the table too much and it won't fall because yes, anyway, so I have it on this side of my table because now, so then I can actually use it when I'm painting or when I'm at my work desk, and I can just easily shift it around. It's been really handy. I've actually really enjoyed it, and when I have been up here, pretty much every day I've been up here, I've pretty much always used this lamp. Not so much right now that we've headed into the summer months. We've had longer daylight days and brighter days, so I've not needed it as much. But even just a few weeks ago, if we have like a really grey, cloudy day, the lighting up here is terrible. So it's been really handy to have this lamp. It's really bright. It's yeah, it's been great. So I thought I'd give you, before we get into it, and I'll show you some of the features and how you can adjust the light and stuff like that. The footage I had filmed for that from when I first got it is not great, and I really didn't know what I was doing because it was my first time playing around with it. So I thought I would do that again and show you how the adjustments work on it and all of that. But first I wanted to give you some information that the company's given me to sort of give you the specs, as it were, on the product. So they claim that it's the perfect lamp for couch side, table and work desk work. The base and arm of this lamp is made of strong, stable metal. I would agree with that. Making it a compact lamp for either a couch side, bedside table or a work desk. Again, I would agree with that too. The actual footprint of the base, as you'd have seen in the video, it's not too big. It's about the size, I would say, of a sort of like a small plate. So I have these little plates. It's about the same sort of size as like a little small side plate that you'd have. But it's perfectly flat, so you could also use it to like put stuff on if you needed to, like a pencil pot or something, if you need the extra space. It has yeah, so they say this allows you to craft anywhere you want. So yeah, as long as you have somewhere to put the lamp, I would agree with that. It has a customizable color temperature and brightness, which I will show you how that works. And the color temperature range, in case you're interested in the numbers, between 2700 Kelvin and 5700 Kelvin. You can adjust the lighting to any setting you want with a turn of the knob, along with a CRI higher than 95. I don't know what that means, but for anyone who does and is interested in that, that's what that is. And the lamp gives you the most accurate color presentation of your artwork, which is also really good if you're wanting to photograph your work, be it your knitwear or anything else that you're creating. It has 150% wider lighting coverage and zero flicker technology, so that's really important as well, especially for someone like me who does lots of video work where you don't want to have that. I don't know if you've ever like taken a video or something and the background lighting has been like flickering in the background because just because of the kind of light that it is. This does not do that. That is very important. The 150% extra like wider coverage is also really good because of the way the shape of this is. The light sort of spreads out quite nicely, so you get nice even lighting. You don't get lots of harsh shadows. I've used this a lot. I say, okay, I should preface this. Whilst I've not been doing a lot of work during this pregnancy, when I have been doing work, when I have been recording top-down videos, I've used this a lot. And I had planned on using it when I did my online teaching, that if you know, again, if you've been around a while, you know I do some online live teaching classes with Vogue Knitting Live and other things. Since getting pregnant, I've not actually been able to do any. I've had to like cancel or say I can't do them just because of how I've been feeling. I've not been very well, but I had done some practice runs planning on using it to test out the lighting, and it works really well for that purpose as well. If you've watched my review videos for the Knit Pro J'adore needles, I can't remember which video it was, but there's definitely at least part of one of those videos I used lighting from this to give better lighting because it was a grey day. I try to use natural lighting as much as possible when I film because it gives the most accurate color representation, but because you can adjust the light color, the color of the light coming from this lamp, it gives you that flexibility to get that. You can adjust the lighting so you have the most accurate color representation. So for someone like me who does a lot of video work, photography, stuff like that, it is actually really helpful to have that functionality of it, and that's definitely one of the things that attracted me most to this sort of light, and was something I was looking for prior when I was trying to decide on a desk lamp to get, which I think I mentioned in the first part of the video, that I, you know, was on the lookout for a good desk lamp. Now, do I think all of that means it's worth the price tag? Like I said, it is about $189 at the moment on the BenQ website. I will have links to where you can purchase it below for anyone who is interested in getting it. I think it's about £179 in the UK on Amazon. I can't remember now off the top of my head, but I will have, like I said, I'll have links below this video for you if you are interested in getting it. Like I said, I've found it really invaluable. I found it really helpful. It also has a automatic adjustment option where it will automatically adjust based on if you're reading a book or if you're using an e-reader. So the e-reader function essentially helps to reduce glare off the screen so you don't get glare when you're reading from your e-reader, and it adjusts the color temperature based on the surrounding lighting and all of that. And I think, like I said, if you do a lot of reading or crafting, especially, you know, we're all guilty of, like, you know, sitting in the living room crafting in inadequate lighting or whatever. So having a lamp like this next to you is really helpful. I have mine in my office because I tend to do most of my crafting up here, most of my work up here, and I like the functionality of being able to use it for multiple things. So I have it here, and at night, if I'm working on my computer, and it's even great for working on computers because what I find is if I just have the computer light, it is quite straining on the eyes, but I'll just pull this over, turn it on, and it provides plenty of ambient lighting for around my desk, and so it's not straining my eyes as much when I'm working on the computer, which is great. Like I said, work and stuff has just been very much at the back of my mind recently, especially now that I'm in the final trimester, but in general, when I have done work up here, when I have been working and at my computer or at my desk doing whatever, knitting, whatever I've been doing, crocheting all those tiny little flowers for the baby blanket I've been making, all those things, I've basically all been using this light. Every day I've been up here, I've used it. So let's just put it that way. I definitely find it really handy. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go close, I've got a blind on this window, I'm going to close that blind to make the room a little bit darker because it's a really bright day today, as you can probably tell, and then I'll come back and show you how the lamp works and the colour adjustments and stuff, and hopefully then you'll be able to see the differences a little bit more clearly. Alright, so it's not super dark, but it's dark enough that I think you'll be able to tell. And the other good thing is as well is that this arm is completely adjustable. You can have it come all the way down, and the head is on a ball head, kind of like a tripod, and you can twist it and turn it. It's pretty stable, like it's not, it doesn't feel flimsy, like it's, I don't feel like it's about to break. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how and where you turn the light. So to turn it on, you just tap this ring at the back and it will come on. Right now I have it on like the, oh, did I tap it again by mistake? I have it on the coolest light setting, but by turning the knob you can make the light warmer or cooler. I tend to prefer the cooler light setting because it's more reminiscent of daylight, which is what I prefer to use. It gives the most colour accurate sort of colours for what I do. And then if you push down on the knob like a button, then you can adjust the brightness. So initially it's just adjusting the colour temperature, and then when you click the knob you can adjust the actual brightness of the light. So that's the basic functionality there. And then to turn it on and off, you just tap this little ring at the back. Yeah, just tap it on and off. And then if you tap and hold, there's a couple of little, there's a little sticker which has like the directions on here. Sorry, I have this habit of getting this set up and it blocking my face. So there's two settings. There's the e-reader and there's a book setting. So if you tap and hold, and then when the green light comes up, there's a little green light up here. I'm not sure how well you can see that. Alright, so maybe this will be easier for you to see. So if you tap and hold, and you see the green light has come on, so that means it's now on the e-reader function, so it's automatically adjusted the lighting based on the ambient lighting around for what would be best if you were using an e-reader. And then that would naturally adjust as well over time if needed. And then if you press and hold it again, then the red light comes on, or the orange light, and that's for a book. And you can see the light has automatically adjusted again to suit what it is that you are reading, if it's a book or a screen. So that's also something that could be quite handy. I personally don't use that function too much, but it is there, especially, like I said, if you're going to be working on screens a lot, or if you work on an iPad or use an iPad a lot for like reading or keeping track of your patterns, etc. It can be handy to help reduce eye strain as well. But yeah, so that's just turned off. I think it's great. It works really well. If it's within your budget, I think it's really good quality. It's really well made. It feels sturdy. It's all metal, and it's yeah, I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. It's not, it feels really sturdy. Like, I don't feel like it's about to fall apart. It doesn't feel cheap. Like, it's not cheap. It is pretty expensive for what it is. It's almost $200 lamp. But, oops, sorry, didn't mean to shake it. But it is very good quality for what it is. So I think if it's in your budget, it's a good buy. If it's not in your budget, then I'm sure there are other similar sort of products out there. I've not tried any out to be able to give you any sort of recommendations. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn that on. But from my experience, if this is something you were looking into and were considering, but you weren't sure if it was worth it or if you would find it useful, etc., I hope this review will have helped you figure out a little bit more about, you know, whether this would be suitable for you or not. Like I said, I will have links down below if you want to go do your own research, read a bit more about it, find out more about details about the specifications, etc. Feel free to do that. None of the links below are affiliate links. I don't get any money. I've not been paid to make this video. The company has just sent me the lamp for free in exchange for a video review. And they've been incredibly understanding by the fact that this video is so late. We are now in May. And this video was supposed to come out in November, and they've been amazing about just being really patient with me and accepting every time I've emailed them and be like, I'm really sorry, I'm too sick to do anything right now, let alone film a video. So yeah, so I really appreciate their understanding in that regard. And yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I will do my best to answer them, but like I said, I don't know much more than what I've told you. From my personal experience, I enjoyed this lamp. I use it every day that I'm up here, and I think it was, I definitely will get a lot of use out of it. I can't tell you if it's something you need to go buy or not buy. That's up to you to decide, but if you are in the market for a good reading lamp, I highly recommend checking this one out if it's in your budget. And if not, like I said, hopefully you'll be able to find something that will work similarly for you. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye.